They're the rogue forklift drivers dumping engines and cars wherever they please. But the owners say they run a tight ship. You be the judge.
If nothing is done about the way that business operates, I believe there's a good chance someone will get hurt, if not killed.
G'day, Seb Costello with the Current Affair. I'm just looking for Bilal.
Just an unlicensed forklift driver and a car rolling away.
There's engines and car parts all over the place. You've got cars being carried up and down roads that require vehicle registration.
You're going in the restricted area. This is not allowed.
What's allowed and who's allowed to do it? That's at the centre of this neighbourly dispute in Melbourne's north. On the one side, there's Bilal's wrecking yard. On the other, Jihad's jiu-jitsu gym.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a style of martial art. It's a respectful, family-orientated style that teaches people to not allow people to put their hands on them.
Once Australia's #1 ranked jiu-jitsu competitor, Jihad now counts almost 100 youngsters amongst his gym membership. But his current struggle is not on the mat. It's with the wrecking yard across the road, where Jihad says a forklift is being used unsafely, like in this case, caught on camera, where a car is dumped on the road with the brakes off.
Yep, the car's rolling away, lucky they stopped it.
The forklift then dodging motorists trying to use the public street.
Pure chaos.
The forklift farce continues in another video where a reversing driver carelessly clips the lid of a skip with his forks. And then there's this, where part of the load comes loose as the driver tries to move the same skip into the wrecking yard, which apparently doesn't have the proper approvals.
So they don't have a permit, which means, as far as I know, legally, how can you operate without a permit? From my understanding, and I may be wrong here, I'm not a lawyer, but you can't operate without a permit because you haven't been approved to operate.
Moreland City Council confirming in a statement that Bilal's business does not have a planning permit, but council has exercised discretion to allow the business to continue to operate while a planning permit application is being assessed.
What's occurring behind us today is quite an anomaly, and it's been going on for several years, I'm told. Anybody that's operating a business illegally or without a permit, the first thing a council would do is send you a notice, say shut it down. That's never happened. In fact, the opposite has happened.
Tarek Elamine is a lawyer representing Jihad. He's seen some alarming photos taken of the state inside the wreckers and wants council to do more.
There is a bit of contradiction in what they've done. They've allowed a gymnasium that allows 3-year-olds to train here, and right across the road they've dragged their feet in dealing with this application.
Tarek says he emailed council telling them the date we were coming down to interview him. Bizarrely, the night before, cameras capture a hurried clean-up at Bilal's yard, with rubbish being binned, a man entering the yard with a broom, and 2 pot plants placed in the driveway. The next day, Jihad and I went looking for Bilal, but the business was closed, which was even more unusual than the new pop-up garden.
I've got to say though, Jihad, this was a lovely touch, wasn't it?
Well, that's, it's very unusual. There's a plan, it's quite clean, and then it's closed. Considering usually there's all cars, about 20 cars here, all over the place, but now there's plants and it's closed.
It's in good nick, the plants too.
That's quite a nice plan, I must say.
Somebody's been looking after the plants better than they've been looking after the motors.
I think so. I mean, if they paid that kind of attention to the neighbours, then we'd have no issue.
Everyone would be happy.
Correct.
Before leaving, we did the neighbourly thing and gave the plants a drink. But it was our curiosity regarding Bilal that was truly growing. The very next day, Bilal was back, where we found him near his new garden and focused in on his forklift drivers.
Are you using the forklift with a licence?
Yes.
100%?
Yeah, 100%. We have 2 people, even myself.
Because there's a
had
guy who crashed into the skip. He didn't look like he was very good using a forklift.
Yeah, look.
Do you think maybe the boys need a bit of training, Bilal?
No, we already have trained.
Okay.
Okay? If we have anything missing, we will do it again.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because the video I've seen, it seemed like maybe the guy who was driving on that day could use a bit more practice.
Anytime, even in the media, you always need a practice as well. You always need to do.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
Bilal brought us refreshments, but that wasn't going to stop us asking about the clean-up that happened just in time for our arrival the day before.
Are you psychic, Bilal?
No.
Did you see that we were going to come? How did you know we were coming?
This is from him. Just
From God?
No, I'm
God told you a current affair were coming.
Divine messaging or otherwise, Bilal promised to keep things tidy.
We try our best to make it clear, clean, and according to the law, whatever we can.
And council continues to investigate alleged breaches at the site and is reviewing our video footage.